Hello, this is Kate from dailytarotgirl.com, and this is your weekly tarot card reading. And for this week's reading, I am using the Hezicos Tarot. And before I get right into the reading, I just want to let you know that I'm going to be doing another webinar. And this webinar is about learning the tarot card meanings. So I designed this webinar for anyone who's been having a hard time learning and remembering all 78 tarot card meanings. And that webinar is going to be on September 24th. It's a Wednesday night at 6 p.m. Pacific time, 9 p.m. Eastern. And you will get a replay of the webinar. So if you can't make the live webinar, you'll get the replay. The webinar is $25. It comes with a PDF full of tarot exercises and worksheets and stuff like that. And so basically I'm going to be focusing on showing you different ways to understand and learn the tarot card meanings so that you have like a personal connection with the tarot cards, so that you don't have to keep looking up the meanings in your book when you're doing readings. So if you're interested in that, I'm going to put the link in the About section, and I'm also going to put the link in a pop-up in this video. So if you click on that link, it will take you to a page on my site that gives you more information about the webinar and how you can sign up. Okay, so let's get into the reading. So I'll start with the first card, which represents Monday and Tuesday of the upcoming week. Okay, and right away we've got the King of Swords. He's such a powerful figure. He's how do I explain the King of Swords? He's very direct. If you knew this person in real life, it would be the kind of person who who's quite direct in his communication, maybe a little bit blunt. Probably isn't the kind of guy who really considers others' feelings when he's communicating information. I'm sure you know a few people in your life like that. And the reason he has come up, I think he's come up for a couple of reasons. Some of us might be dealing with someone like this in our life right now. So this could be like your boss, or even a family member who's who comes across as being overly domineering, and it's really hard for us to relate to this person and maybe understand how this person operates. And it can feel like this person is maybe trying to control you and push you around, or it might also feel like this person is kind of like devoid of feeling and you know, doesn't really care about your feelings. And I feel like this card has come up because I think it's important to understand that none of those things are actually true about this character in your life. And I think we all have someone in our life who's kind of like this. Underneath the surface, this person is, you know, a sea of emotions. This person is emotional. It's just that they don't express that emotion in the way that you might express your emotion, or in the same way that, say, another tarot suit or tarot card, like, you know, the King of Cups might express his emotion. So he's very stuck in his role of being masculine and being mentally focused and being productive. And so when we kind of understand that that's something that's blocking this person, it's easier to have compassion. The other meaning I get from this card is that this card is speaking to the King of Swords that's within us. So, you know, whatever we experience in our you know, outer lives is usually a reflection of what's going on within us. And so if we have a hard time understanding characters like this in our life, it also means that we have a hard time relating to and understanding that part of ourselves that's like the King of Swords. So we all have a King of Swords within us in, you know, a certain sense. So we all have, there's always a part of ourselves that that maybe doesn't want to take into consideration how others feel, and who wants to just communicate the facts and get things done and not worry about pussyfooting around. So we all have that aspect within ourselves. So I think the challenge this week is, how can we express that part of ourselves without being, you know, hurtful to others, or without totally bulldozing over other people. So how can we express that need to be direct in our communication and to be not aggressive, but direct and intentional. Okay, so moving on. The middle of the week, so Wednesday, Thursday, we've got the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups is a nice card to balance out the energy of the King of Swords. So as we move into the week, it's easier for us to connect with emotion and to find compassion for others and to make connections within the relationships that we have, whether they're romantic relationships, family relationships, friendships, working relationships. We're going to be able to find it within ourselves to really connect with others on a deeper level than we're used to. So if you feel like things have been kind of superficial lately and you found it difficult to connect with a partner or someone you work with, this week it's going to be a little bit easier if that's what you're wanting. So you're going to find it a little easier if you put that effort in. Another thing I get with the Ace of Cups is it's going to be hard for a lot of us to keep our emotions keep our emotions down this week. So if you're the kind of person who has an easy time doing that for the most part, this week your emotions are going to come to the surface and it's going to feel uncomfortable to keep them down. So it's okay this week to be expressive, and I don't mean like necessarily crying in public or, you know, having meltdowns or anything, but expressing your emotion by letting people know how you feel, maybe just being a little more emotional than you normally are, stuff like that. So it's okay to be more expressive this week. Moving on to the end of the week. Oh, another thing I want to say about Ace of Cups. The aces represent a new beginning. And often the Ace of Cups can represent a possibility of a new relationship. So that's something to consider. When we get to the weekend, so Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we've got the Seven of Rods. And the Seven of Rods will come up if we're feeling a little bit defensive, like we've got to defend ourselves or defend our position or defend something that we feel belongs to us. And I feel like it has kind of a warning. This is a warning card, and it's saying don't get too attached to anything, or don't identify with anything, because who you are, you're more than, you know, your job or the groups that you belong to, or whatever, you know, religions you identify with, or whatever it is that you identify with, and how you define yourself. You're much bigger than those things. So just kind of keep that in mind, especially if you feel like you're getting in like an argumentative mood, or you're feeling really defensive or vulnerable. Just remind yourself that you know, you're more than the labels that you give yourself. Yeah, so essentially this card is all about the need to feel safe. So this weekend, I would suggest if you are feeling kind of vulnerable, and if you feel like your position in life is kind of shaky, I suggest doing things that make you feel much more grounded and calm and safe. So whatever those things are for you, it could be, you know, going out in nature, having a picnic, doing some writing, or just making yourself a really nice meal, baking a pie, whatever experience you feel is really grounding for you and makes you feel much calmer and more stable. So it looks like an exciting week ahead of us. Please feel free to share your own interpretations. And once again, my name is Kate. I am from dailytarotgirl.com. And thank you so much for watching my reading, and have a lovely week.